me just try one more time. All right, welcome to my live stream. Today's Wednesday, the 28th of April, and I am live here on YouTube to do some watercolor painting. I've got some nice chill music playing in the background, and I'm going to get started by painting some clouds today. And if you're going to be interested in chatting with me, just say hello in the chat just down below, and or maybe it's on the side depending on how you're watching this. But it's great to see you, and if you can't hear me, then just let me know so that I can make any adjustments necessary. But I'm going to keep my eye on the chat just in case some people are popping in to say hello. Anyway, we're going to get started. So today I'm going to be painting some clouds to get started. I'm just going to move some of this art out of my way. And I have this little habit of painting the clouds every day. And today is no different. Oh, hello, Melinda. Nice to see you. So there is a bit of a lag here for the chat. So if I just make this face cam a little smaller, you can see there's the chat. Maybe I'll even move it down a little bit so that you can see this bigger face cam and the chat at the same time. So you'll notice when your comment pops up, it'll appear in this little window just below me here, and then you'll know I could see the chat. Okay, the Star 22 is here and says all is good. This is like the first stream I've done yet where the audio has worked on the first try. So happy to hear that it's working. And I'm going to start off by painting the clouds today. I've been doing this little series where I paint what the clouds look like outside my window. And today there's this one cute little cloud. And so it's going to be mostly blue with a little bit of white. Now the challenge is you can't paint white, so you have to leave the white unpainted. So I'm going to get started with that. And how are you guys today? How are you doing, Sam and Melinda? It's nice to have some repeat viewers back to join me. You can let me know what you think of this larger face cam. It's covering up some of the paints. I still have my small version that I can revert to, which I'm happy with. So you can tell me what you prefer. So now I'm gonna get my favorite watercolor brush. It's actually just it's called Oriental Art Brush, and made in China. And it was actually, this is like one of the least expensive brushes that I've ever purchased, but it came in a set. There's a whole set of them, and I think the whole set was $4. But it goes up from size 3 to size 12, and they're really pretty nice brushes for not a lot of money, which is not always the case. All right, so I'm gonna paint these little clouds. And so how's everyone doing? You can just pop me some notes in the chat and I'll check on it back and forth here from time to time. And I'm just first of all gonna have to wet my paper. You can also let me know if the music is the right volume level. I can hear the music pretty well, but it might be too loud or not loud enough for you. So this cute little cloud, I feel like it's gonna be up a little bit in the corner. The star had a long day. Hope I'm doing good. Yeah, long days. Some days are long. Some days are long. All right, so I'm starting in with just adding some water to my paper, but only kind of around the edges because I want to leave this little fluffy guy in the middle with the potential to have some white space. So right now I'm just adding water to my watercolor paper. If you're gonna put water directly on your paper, it's important that the quality of paper is decent, because if it's not, you'll end up with like wavy paper. All right, so just thinking here. I think I'll put my blue. I'm trying to decide what order to do this in. And I'm going to use French Ultramarine as my sky color today because it's a nice blue sky. And I'm just trying to decide how much of it I'm going to need. So just grabbing some out of my palette, getting it into my little porcelain palette, which I like to paint with. And you know, one thing I didn't get before I started was paper towel. So I'm just going to go grab some paper towel. All right, I grabbed the whole roll. That should do me. Yes, you always need cleaning supplies when you paint with watercolor. All right, so in case you just tuned in, I'm gonna paint this little cloud, and I'm trying to get things sort of figured out here. I'm just cleaning my brush off. I feel like I do need more water. Just in that, I'm gonna go for it. I'm just gonna try to keep the blue more on the outside. All right, so with watercolors, you can always build up the color if you don't feel like you have enough. So right now, I'm just gonna try to show the blueness of this really nice blue sky and keep the edges of this cute little cloud really edgy and apparent. Okay, it's just a little cloud. It's got a little bump on this side. It comes up a bit in the middle. All right, so that's gonna be the basis of my cloud. And then I'm just getting some blue paint going here. Now the sky usually gets a little bit lighter as it gets closer to the horizon. So my darkest blue is working in the top here of this page. Towards the bottom, I'm just going to bring in a little bit of water just to pull the paint down without adding more color. That just lets you know that that's the bottom of the sky. Now, this cute little cloud is getting some little wispy edges, which is great. Exactly what I was looking for. Old socks for clean brush. Oh, that's a good idea. I've actually done that too before. And I've done a really fun thing when I'm travel painting, when I'm out in the world painting. One thing that I like to do with old socks is cut the band of the sock and then just put it on my wrist, and then use that to clean things off when I'm out painting, because it acts like a little wristband. All right, so that's going to be the white section of my little fluffy cloud. So I just pulled a little bit more of the color off. Now, if we look back at the cloud, you see that it gets this little dark section in the middle. So it's going to be blue, but it's going to also have maybe a bit of sepia in there. So I don't see sepia. I have a little bit of sepia. Oh, I have a big blob of sepia. All right, so I'm just gonna set that right beside here and mix a little bit of ultramarine blue in with it. French ultramarine blue. Okay, that looks good. Just a touch more blue. All right, so I've got a very, what do you call it? Desaturated blue happening right here, and I probably want it a little extra wet. So right now I've got I put some water on my brush before I picked up the paint. So I got this little shadow up here, and then I'm gonna get more water, then more shadow down here. This glare in my eyes. All right. Now I'm just gonna blend that out a little bit so it has a clearer edge. So are you painting along with me today? Anyone? Melinda was painting along. She sent me some beautiful pictures. We did, in the last live stream, we were painting galaxies, and Melinda painted galaxies, and they were beautiful. And those are the two that we did last time. This was the first one, and then we did a second one, and the second one looked like this. All right, so we've got this little cloud, and we're trying to keep the edges clear so that we have variety in the colors. And now I'm gonna go back in with some more blue and just kind of fill in this little area. I'm gonna make sure I've got lots of water on my brush. want it to become like overly saturated, but I do want to accentuate the edges a tiny bit, like this. And then I'm gonna pull off a little bit of that color just at the edge. Yeah, so I've been studying skies and clouds, and it's really fascinating to see how much they change each day, and how you can create little tiny and miniature pieces of art every day based on the changing clouds. All right, it's getting there. It is getting there. All right, so I just feel like down here, I'm gonna add a little bit of water, just like that. I'm just gonna dab a tiny bit of blue. Actually, I want a little bit more water. Just up here, right in this area, just enough to tap into and to make some little blooms. So blooming is like that little cauliflower effect that you sometimes don't want when you're painting, and then sometimes you do. Right now, I do. I want it to just create little dappled edges around this cloud so that we can see the sky through the edges. I always like watching Peter Sheeler paint clouds. I don't know if you've ever seen Peter Sheeler's videos on YouTube, but he's a watercolor artist, and his clouds are always so beautiful, and so he makes it look effortless and perfect. So I envy him and emulate him and try to become something as like good a painter as he is. Okay, let's just bring a little bit more of this ultramarine blue in from around the sky. He's such a cute little cloud, just hanging out, hanging out. And a little edge with some water here just to blend it a little bit in. And then pull off just a little bit right there. It's those highlights that are tricky. Sometimes less is more. When it comes to clouds, this is often true. I tried to do yesterday's clouds were easy. It was just a really gray day. 2 days ago, I tried to do the clouds, and they had some pink in them, and it was really super impossible to not overwork the page, and so I terribly overworked it. I feel like when this dries, it's gonna look pretty good. Melinda Mulligan says music, so I'm hoping that means you can hear it. All right, so this one has to dry, and in the meantime, we're gonna start in on something else. Just gonna angle this a little bit. Usually I end up working on an angle, and I don't see things quite as clearly as the camera does, so just a little more blue right there. I'm glad I picked it up because it needed more color. It was too pale. All right, well, before I take the tape off, I can double check. But I think it's relatively similar to the cloud in my photo. All right. So now I'm gonna put this aside and let it dry for a bit. And I'll have a quick peek in the chat and see if anyone has anything to say. I don't see anything here. I have another paper ready to go. And where did I put it? Here it is. So another artboard taped down and much larger so that when I'm ready to start my next subject, I've got lots of room to paint. And now the trick is to decide what to paint. So I'm just gonna go into my Google Drive and have a look for some pictures, and we're gonna see what looks good for painting. Sorry about the glare here. I'll see if I can't hold it off a little bit. No, somewhat, I guess. It's a pretty big light. So there's this one, which is got clouds in it, and it's like a beach scene. Lots of white down here at the waves. That would be fun to do with a gel pen or an acrylic pen marker. And another option was this one, which is lilacs, and it's that time of year for spring flowers. So I'm thinking about this one as a nice still life option. And then there's this one, which is just clouds crazy, but I don't think I'm feeling the clouds quite this crazy tonight, although I love this orange, so vibrant in the middle. The challenge would be to keep the orange bright with yellows and also have this blue with pinks in it. I'm not sure if it's I think it might be outside my pay grade to paint that one. And then the last one I thought was kind of fun was this camper van, a couple people sitting on top of a Volkswagen van, getting ready to enjoy a day at the beach or something like this. I'm not really good at vehicles, so that would be a nice challenge too. It would be trying to get some of these proportions sketched in nicely for vehicles. Not sure how that would pan out. So yeah, those are some options. Anyone have any opinions on that? I don't know. I like them all. I guess my two favorites are the van and the flowers. One is super easy, the other one not so easy. So I would start this one by doing a sketch first, and then paint after. And the sky is just blown out white. I would add a little bit of something interesting, just a blue maybe into the sky. And then the ground is just a little bit brown and beachy. Oh, I see Will is here. Hello. Listen, don't apologize. I'm happy that you showed up. And important things are important. You can always join me later or watch the replay or find me on Instagram because all these things happen. But I'm glad you're here. Welcome to the stream. It's Wednesday. It's a bonus stream today. We've just been newly put back on lockdown. And so things are just a little quiet here right now. And I thought it'd be fun to throw an extra stream in. I scheduled one for Friday around this time also. So there's that. Can you tell me if the music is too loud? Can you hear me talking quite clearly? I'm not sure. So gonna get things going here. And before I think I've chosen this one. I think I've chosen to paint the van. I think it's interesting and fun. So if you wanted to follow along, I've got a link here for my reference photos. I'm just going to pop that into the chat. So if you click that link, it takes you to my website, and then you can scroll down and find all of the reference images. Oh, and it's so interesting. The one that is the largest on the website is actually the one I think I've chosen. So there you have the link if you wanted to look at this yourself. Or if you go to my Instagram account, I posted these pictures on my most recent post, the one with the little live stream setup where you can see the laptop and the camera and the light and stuff. So there's that. Now I've got this idea to do like a time-lapse video, but I don't know if my camera battery will die, so I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna set things up. I've got this camera, and I'm just gonna put it on, what's the word, time-lapse. Let's see, I think that's a mode feature. Time-lapse, there we go. So then I'm just gonna set it up on this little doohickey. Let's see, there's always a button. It's so crazy. You get these little like clippy clamp things that are supposed to hold your technology, and it never fails. There's some kind of a button in the way. Sorry for the squeaking. Van with some clouds. Yeah, maybe we'll mix them. Maybe we'll even see the beach rocks a little bit on the side. All right, I had to turn this upside down. It wasn't holding them very well. And now I've got the reverse camera, And we need the time-lapse mode. That's the mode. Okay, yeah. It says it's 15 times faster. It's probably good. I'm sure it's gonna take a while, so let's see here. Do you guys ever make slow-mo video or time-lapse videos? It seems like a fun thing to do. Also, dropping your phone on the floor can be a fun thing to do. Not. Alright, it's fine. Nothing is broken. But it's so funny, like this clampy clip thing doesn't really want to hold the phone. Hold the phone! That's a saying. Alright, so... not sure here if this is gonna... if this will actually stay or not. Maybe if I put a little tape on it. This is such an exciting live stream. Watch Lisa tape her phone. Alright, it's just gonna make it a little grippier. Van with some clouds. Let's do it. Alright, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of tape on the phone. See if that helps it stay in the case, in the holder. Maybe it will. Maybe it won't. But maybe it will. Okay. At least it helps me see where the off button is. Okay, so there's that. Get the doobly-doo on here. Okay. Got a little extra water for later. We're getting there. Melinda is happy. Yay! I'm happy too. Alright. Let's turn this upside down so I can lean it somewhere else out of my way. Okay, we're getting there. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, we are getting there. So, put this up a little higher. And then I can rest on something. At least there's music to listen to. Alright, so this is what we're gonna paint. Once I get myself sorted. Alright. So I seem to have started this video. Okay. Now we're cooking with gas, as they say somewhere. Okay. Third time's a charm, is that what they say? Here we go. On off button, safe. Okay. Phone is on. It's in time-lapse mode. It's high enough to see everything. It's sitting where it can't fall. You can see the picture. I think I'm ready. Is it possible? This is crazy. It's crazy that I might have done it. Now, don't touch anything except start the button. Imagine if I got the whole thing set up and I didn't push the start button. Alright, so now it's recording. How long did that take? 8 minutes? Oh my. Well, I'm not in a hurry. Hopefully you're not in a hurry either. Alright, so we're gonna start with a pencil sketch. So, importantly, I need to get the dimensions right. So, the van itself is gonna fill a good portion of the screen. This is my other phone here. And to imagine that there was something else I had to start. Another button I had to press. But I did it. Okay. That's done. Pencil. a little stress there. Alright, so I got a pencil. I got my kneaded eraser. Nothing's gonna fall, nothing's gonna break, and we're good to go. So we're gonna have the van, the Volkswagen van. We want it off the ground a little bit. And we want the wheels here. I'm just doing super light pencil sketch. I don't know if you'll be able to see this part, but I don't want it to be dark. Because I don't want it to be, I don't want to have to erase something heavy that's been heavily drawn. So we're going to have the windshield here, and then there's going to be a window here, and a bigger window here, and then there's going to be another window here. So yeah, if you check the link that I put in the chat, you will find there is a link there to the reference photo, or you can just check on my Instagram page. So if I leave this here, it's going to be a little bit off center. So I'm going to just make it a little bigger this way. I'm just going to pull off those windows. Have I used watercolor pencil? I've used it a little bit. Yeah, I have some, but they're not the best. I'd like to get some good ones. I guess that's what's next. In order for me to really enjoy watercolor pencil, I probably have to get some bigger ones. Sam, do you use watercolor pencil? And what do you find it's good for? Like, what's the best use of it when you're doing art? Does it specialize in something versus other things? So this is going to be the little rack, the little thing on top that they're sitting on. See, I drew it too close to the front. This is the watch Lisa make marks and then remove them part of the video. Alright. And then it's going to end around here. And then we've got the back. So we've got a nice line that's going to come from right under here, end to end. And then we're going to have it dividing up here. So we're going to have a window with the two parts. And then there's the windshield with this little visor piece. And back. So all the images that I use, I make sure I find images that are free, copyright free, and available for use with permission from the original creator, because it's important to not use other people's intellectual property for our own benefit. So what that means is I use websites that offer royalty-free images. So these images from today's references come from a site called Pexels, and I tend to use that one a lot because it has a lot of really beautiful imagery. There's a lot of really pretty, what's the word? Maybe like artistic imagery there. So, yeah, if you're ever looking for royalty-free images, that's a good source, and it's linked through the blog post that I have put in the chat. Melinda can't see my reference pic. So it is this one here, but it's also on Instagram. So if you just go to my account, Lisa Artista at Instagram, and I know you're following me, so if you want to check there, you'll see there's a new image. And oh, hiccups, I found the telephone booth. It's here for you. Just a second, I'm talking to Melinda. So this reference image, you can go look at it on my website, which I put a link in the chat, and I'll put another one just in case anybody missed it. I'm so glad you came back, hiccups. That's awesome. Paste. So here's the link to the reference image if you want to grab it from my website. That way you can see it in your own hand. All right, so I'm drawing this Volkswagen van, camper van. I think they had a name, like a fancy name. I don't think they're just called camper van. I think they're called like Vanagon or something. I don't know. Maybe that's just the new ones. always think Volkswagens are kind of fun. They're fun vehicles. I guess it would be no surprise that I own a Volkswagen. Because I do. Alright, so we're getting there. It's starting to look like something. So here's the wheels. Notice the wheels are flat on the bottom. It's not because they have a flat tire, it's because there's lots of weight on the tires from the weight of the vehicle. So yeah, hiccups. I'm gonna reach behind me here and grab my folder. I found it. It wasn't here, but it was in the box from when I moved. Ta-da! There it is. This is the original. This might have been my very first live stream ever, I think. Back on Doodle Draw Art. I painted this phone booth. It's pretty good, you know. I mean, not to toot my own horn, but there's lots of good details on here. I did well on the perspective and stuff. It's really not that bad for a beginner. I still think of myself as a beginner. I guess I'll always be a beginner. Yeah, this is going to be watercolor. First I'm going to like put the watercolor on. We're just sketching it lightly, and then I'm going to add the more color. So here's a chance to look at this reference again, and I see there's the two guys on the top. So this it doesn't really matter, but the rack does start where this door divides, and oh yeah, there's some little bits here that hold stuff from falling off the roof, little clips, I guess. And then this finishes on this last clip. So it's just a little railing, a little tiny railing, not enough to really stop you from falling, but maybe kind of. So there's one guy sitting here. He's cross-legged. So there's one leg here and one leg here, and you can see his foot here, and then his body is going to be here, and his head is here with a hat. And then the other guy, oh, and his arms are like this, and one hand is hanging down. And the other guy, his legs are almost touching the first guy's legs. Oh, and he's got his legs crossed the same way, so his foot's there too. His other foot is underneath. And then his knee comes this way. And then his body is leaned, so it's going to be just like in this direction a little. And then his arm comes all the way over like this, and his hand is going to be down here. And then this hand is coming down from his sleeve. It's going to be tricky to draw the guys. I'm not going to worry if the details are great. And then his face is looking this way. And he's wearing sunglasses. This guy's wearing glasses too, but alright. That's sort of the idea. So you can see there's a couple of people there at least. I remember it so well. Haha, me too. Alright. Yeah, it's small enough to be a toy car, isn't it, Melinda? Alright, so I feel like that's gonna be a pretty good rough in. It's filling more of the page than I kind of expected it would, but that's okay too. The beach, the water line is just back here. Goes more off in this direction over here. And then there's definitely this like hint of waves rolling in behind, but just a little, and then the sky is super blown out. You can't actually see where the sky meets the water, but there is a hint that the horizon is like maybe here. It's like the far distant horizon. Okay, so there's different ways I can do this. I could put the line work on first and then I could do the water, but I'm gonna take off I'm gonna use my kneadable eraser and just roll off some of this graphite so it doesn't interfere with my colors, my watercolors. And then I'm going to put the paint on first. I'll add the line work after. I did that with my last painting, which was I did a little time lapse of it. It was a lighthouse. I'll show it to you. So it's this one here. I've got it set inside of a mat, but I painted my sky and stuff like directly on the page, and I did the line work afterwards. So I'm gonna try that same idea for this one. So it looks like nothing because you can't see what's there anymore. But now my challenge is to put in some sky color and some watercolor, the color of the water, and also the color of the ground, and then we'll go from there. So for those of you who just tuned in, I am about to paint this. I'm gonna get started with the sky. So we need some sky color. I do have a little bit still here from when I did my initial cloud portrait, and I'm just gonna grab a little more. It's ultramarine blue. I need a fair bit because it's a fairly large, it's not huge, but it's a fairly large sky. So that should be good. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wet this first. Just gonna paint the water on. I got some nice clean water. I'm gonna paint the sky across the whole thing, and I'm gonna paint it even across the guys here and even across the top of this vehicle. So this is just water for now, but I'm taking the sky color all the way down until I hit the sand. So that is the sky all through there. Now let's add the blue, starting at the top. And get some more. And I want it to fade down. So we're going to go lighter and lighter as we go. Pick up a little more water here, a little more paint. And I'm gonna always, if I have a lot of paint on my brush, I'm always going to start at the top. I'm just going to pull it down until I get all the way to the bottom here where the sand starts. Now, that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do next, while it's still wet, I'm going to use my little piece of tissue. What do you call it? Paper towel. Just going to ball it up a little, and I'm going to make some clouds because clouds are fun. So all I'm doing here is pulling off a little bit of the paint just to make a hint of some clouds up in the sky. And then I can also get some clean water, my brush, just form some bottoms or tops on the clouds while it's wet. This is easiest to do while things are wet. If you let it dry, definitely not easy to do. So just pulling some of the color off. I'm using Strathmore paper again today. That's what I used during the last stream. I'm still figuring this paper out, so we'll see. See what happens. All right. Well, there's some clouds. Have I done a duck before? I would love to see if you have. I have not done a duck, but ducks are cute. There's actually a bird in my backyard today. It's a fledgling Cooper hawk. It's just like hanging around. I don't know why. I think it's waiting for its mother to come back. But yeah, strange. Strange to have a bird just hanging out in the backyard. All right. So these clouds are looking pretty good. They'll look better as they dry, I think. That's the thought. Okay, so now I'm gonna add some color down here for the sand. And I guess I'll go with, let's just look at my color swatches here. Maybe something like raw sienna as my background color. Just get a little bit of paint on there, or a bit of water on that paint just to get it activated. And we'll put that in. So welcome if you're just tuning in. It's nice to see some people have found me here on the stream. I know that some of you are still coming over from Doodle Draw Art, where I have done, I've had a channel there for several years, but it is really focused on how to draw and more like tutorials. And I'm not doing tutorials on watercolor, I'm just painting along. So I thought I would start a different channel so that it's less overlap and people get what they're looking for. If you're here, you're looking to see me live stream and paint with watercolors. If you want to see how to draw superheroes or logos or emblems, you can head on over to Doodle Draw Art. Alright, so I'm going to add some water down here now. Wet the paper. So this is going to come all the way until it touches the water. There's a little bit of green over here too, something growing in the ground. Alright, now we're just going to add this. This is like the undertone of the sand. We'll probably add some deeper color to this after. And I'm not worried at all if it goes over top of my car, because I'm going to add more pigment there to darken things up. And I'm also going to add just a bit of difference here to show where the pebbles are going to be, and those are more of a like a rock color, so I'm just going to change up and make a more gray undertone down here. And then just for fun, I'm going to put a little bit of the sky color down here also, because the sky reflects in everything. So it'll make this feel like it's part of the same painting because I'm adding the same color down everywhere. And I'm also going to put this underneath the vehicle. So the shadow of the vehicle is going to be casting sort of down here. And if I add it now, I can always deepen it later, but it'll already be anchored a little bit as I go. All right. So that's going to be drying. The sky is getting dry. I can probably start in on some of the orange. I'm going to have to be a little careful at the bottom because the orange might bleed into the sand. So I'm just going to see. Maybe I'll use my hair dryer. I have it. It's going to reach down and get it. Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, play some relaxing music. I didn't find that music was very relaxing. Just gonna mute my mic for a minute so you don't have to listen to this hairdryer. There. So this is dry enough now I can paint my orange without blending things together. So to make orange, I'm going to do the same thing I just did, which is I'm going to connect the two colors. So I'm going to start off with this raw sienna as sort of a base color as part of the orange. That way it matches the sand, but I need to make it redder. So I'm going to add some pyrrole scarlet into that, because that's a nice red color. And it's gonna have some lighter and darker areas. So I guess when I darken it up, I'll darken it up with maybe the blue again. But first, we're just gonna get this going. So start at the left-hand side so I don't smear across. And just gonna try to rough this in. So from side to side here, I'm gonna have one long strip. It's gonna make its way all the way to this other end. And then I'm gonna do this line down first. So it comes from here, comes up between the windows, and there's another one, comes down between the windows. And then we're gonna have, this is the middle of the vehicle. And I'm just gonna curve that corner a little bit. And then we've got this long strip here. across. There's a little white section there. I'm going to add that later with a gel pen or an acrylic paint pen. We're going to have a little angle here. You can start to see this car taking some shape. And now, let's see if we can get the front. This back is shaped different than the front, which is interesting. And we're going to come down and leave room for the bumper here. Alright, now we're going to fill in. I'm going to add those details with gel pen after. Alright. So while it's still wet, I think it will be fun to add some of these darker areas so that it gives the blend effect. Maybe I'll use alizarin crimson as part of my deeper color here. So I'm just going to pull that in the corner and just going to add it in the middle section here, like it's a deeper color, and then it looks like it's a little dented. It's not in the finest condition, this camper van. A piano song. This is a Beethoven piece. Does anyone know the title of this piece? Can you hear it? It's kind of famous. Kim Drawing. Oh, hey, nice to see you. It's nice to see you. I was watching some of your videos and I just love your drawing and painting style. It's nice that you joined me. What time of day is it where you are? It must be early in the day, I'm guessing. Star 22 says, I'm spring cleaning all my art supplies boxes up for now. Oh, that's a good idea. It's always good to spring clean, especially in the spring. Alright, so in case you just tuned in, I'm recreating this image, and it's linked. I'll just post a link here, so you don't have to scroll. If you want to check out the, you can either find it on my Instagram most recent post or grab it from my website. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. Just a little chit chat and painting. So now I've got these tires, and there's some red on the inside and there's some dark on the outside, and this part is white, but I'm just gonna leave it blue. And there's these guys. I think I'll maybe do the guy's shirt. There's a dark shirt and a white shirt. The white shirt's gonna stay blue, but yeah, maybe I'll do their legs first, their legs and arms. So let's grab some raw sienna because we're using that as a color. Put it here, I think that's where it was. And then I'm gonna add a tiny bit of pink color just to give it a skin tone, and I probably will just use the Pyrrol because that is also already in the image. It's always good to keep your colors cohesive. That's way too much red. Unless these guys got a sunburn, this is too much red. Let's see here, clean my brush. And let's start all over again with raw sienna over here. And then, oh, that was my clean water. I have this bad habit of not keeping one water clean and one water not clean. So now I'm just gonna grab a little bit of this and add it over here so I can be more gradual about my skin tone. Okay, that looks good. Now I need a much smaller brush because this one is ginormous. So let's clean this one so that when I grab it later, it doesn't have some color all over it. Now, a teeny tiny brush. This little round one should do good. It's just a number 3 round brush. So I'm just gonna try to get the legs and arms of these guys, and faces. So we have a face here, and we have a face here, and then there's a bit of his neck, and then we have an arm from the bottom of a white shirt coming across this way, and a hand down here, the rest of his arm this way. Then we have a leg coming down here, and over here another guy. He's leaning his arm across onto his friend's shoulder, and his hand's coming down this way, and he's cross-legged. This. And his other arm is back here. That's pretty much what we're going to see for their body shapes. So I'll just want to quickly show you this reference again and give you an idea what I'm headed for. And this skin tone color, it's kind of a good match for the there's a little bit of a curtain shadow at the back here. So just gonna add that now. And then let's see. I'm happy with that skin tone. It worked out pretty good. The hat is kind of the same tone, only a little bit more brown. So I'm gonna pick that up. Melinda Mulligan says, watercolors Monday 9:30 to 10. Oh, that's nice. You have classes? That's fabulous. Fabulous. Oh, let's add the thing they're sitting on while it's still wet. That'll be fun. As I said it, I'm realizing it's a really bad idea. But on top of the roof, there's like a platform back here that they are perched upon, where the railing is also attached. Something like that. The railing I'm probably going to do with marker. All right, so let's see here. Wheels. Let's do the wheels next. We need a dark color and not too much of it. I hesitate to use like straight up brown, but I'm gonna use this sepia for the wheels. Sepia, one of those things. So now I'm gonna do the red circles inside the wheels first, and then, all right. So there's a red circle here. And a red circle here. Just like so. And then around the edges of the red, we're gonna have dark. I'm just gonna switch my glasses. I have like super zoom glasses and they help me see close up, and I gotta get in really close here. Yeah, now I can see. All right, that's pretty good. I'm gonna keep it flat on the bottom though, so I'll pull off some of that color just to flatten it out. And this one. Flat at the bottom. There's gonna be some rocks and things down there too, so. Alright. We're getting somewhere. I'm just gonna add a little bit of darkness down here. Same color. There's a hint of some sort of reflection inside these hubcaps, so I'll add that now too. Just add a little water to diffuse it out. And then I feel like the shirt of the dark shirted guy will be the same sepia. Maybe a little more opaque. Alright, so he's got sleeve coming toward his neck, shoulder, down to his arm, sleeve, down to his legs. Super careful. Right in here. And then fill it all in. Some sort of logo on his shirt, and he's wearing a necklace. But I'm not doing that with the watercolors. Maybe with a marker. Maybe not. Depending on how detailed we want that to be. See what it needs later. Alright. Whoosh. Those are zoomed in. Alright. So, just looking at the screen here to see how it looks. Sometimes it's helpful for me to like zoom back and see what's going on. I'm going to add more layers of color to really pop this out. You can see this is my reference. I've got the guys are hinted at. There's no hat yet. There's no hair yet, but I'm going to do those next. So let's keep working with the sepia. I'm liking how that looks. And I'm going to make the hair that same color. So this guy's hair, it's got a little flip, and then it comes down the front of his ear, and then up over his head. This is very fine detail. Oh my, I'm having fun though. It's very pensive work. Alright, that's pretty good. It's reasonable. Not sure if he would agree with me, but he's not here. So, alright, this guy has dark shorts on. So let's give him some dark shorts underneath the bottom of his shirt. Try not to get it on his legs too much. And this guy has a dark shoe right here. That is his shoe. And I feel like his knee is too small, so let's just add a little more knee over here. And too much water. Get a little more color there. It's better. Alright, now his hat is going to be, we're going to use the raw sienna with a little bit of sepia. Alright, so we're going to have, this is the top of his hat, and then there's a brim. Wraps around a bit. Probably darken this up after too, so he doesn't just look like a scarecrow. Alright. So now, let's see. It's getting there. We're gonna add a little bit of a wave over here, and I'm just using what I just used there. So again, keeping the art cohesive by using similar colors in different parts of the image. So that's just the edge of a wave, and then there's another wave over here. And then a bit of a wave back here. And then this is where the water line ends, right here. So I'm gonna fade this in. I just want to add it first and then grab some water, just blend it down. So you can see that a little bit through the windows, but it's much more faded. So I'm hinting it there. Not too much. I'm just going to put a bit of water on my brush there and just pull some of this and blend it a bit. Dry the brush off. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Getting somewhere. All right. Now, what's next? Let's see. Maybe I'll darken up the tires and add the shadows underneath. So, sepia. So I'd love to see any art that you do today. You can tag me on Instagram or send me a DM. Or you can send it to me on Facebook or however it is you find me. It's hard to send pictures on YouTube. Otherwise, you could just send it to me here. Alright, so we're going for these wheels, and I'm just going to darken them up. Oh, but I need my zoom glasses. Can't see. Here we go, zooming in. White circles on there after, so that will help a little bit with the shapes because they're a little bit unequal. All right, so there's a little section here that needs to be dark. Maybe do this with pen would be easier, I think. It's a little crescent shape, and let's see, a little more shadow here on his shorts. We can sort of see his other foot just peeking here. Oh, this guy's wearing white sneakers, so I'll add those after. Darken up his hair. Give this guy a bit of hair. And then here. And I'll put a little bit of shadows in his shirt. So that's the thing with white shirts. Really only can tell they're there because they cast some shadows. I did not give him a neck. Alright, more skin tone. He's gonna need a very dry brush for this. It's like he's wearing a turtleneck. So just add a little bit of a neck right there. A little more color. All right. We're getting there. So, how's everybody doing? Having a good day, I hope. I know Sam is tired. It was a busy, long day, hectic, but we're just gonna chill here, paint some pictures. Let the world's problems fade away. So the shadows are coming pretty much from straight up above here. It's like noonish for this image. Just gonna add that down. It's important that the tires touch the shadows too, because otherwise it looks like the car is floating. All right. So we're getting close to the line work. I'm just gonna make sure I've got all the colors that I wanted to have initially, and then we're gonna go in with lines and highlights. And then it's really gonna start to look like a picture. I'm pretty happy with it though. I'll just remind you of my original here. And then over here. Yeah, that's great, Melinda. You can definitely send me any pictures by Facebook. Messenger at Doodle Draw Art. All right. I'm not gonna do it. I wanted to put some more paint there, but it's a very bad idea. I can always add paint after I make my lines. So now I'm going to get out my favorite fountain pen. This is a, it's called a carbon ink pen, and it's got waterproof ink, and it's got a pretty fine tip. So I'll sort of demonstrate some lines here. Do some practice lines, make sure my pen is activated. So the lines are not very thick, but I can go even thinner if I go right up on the tip of the brush, nib. So that's awesome. Now, I think what I'll do first is some things that I don't worry, I'm not too concerned about how thick the lines are. So I'll start down here near the tires, and we've got this curve down, and there's a bumper that I didn't put in yet because I wanted it to be white or not red. So it's going to come down this, and it comes right under like that. And I can always brighten it with some gel pen. So then here's a headlight. It's going to have a little hood on it like this, and then a little lens comes like this. But you can still see what I'm doing here. My hand's probably in the way. That's okay. If I turn the nib upside down completely, I can get a super narrow point. And then I've got a little indicator light thing here. And now we've got the front coming down like this. And then we've got a door shape, so it's gonna come. Let's see here. I'm just hesitating. I know I need to put the windshield, but I really want my mark to be super fine. I think I'm actually gonna grab one of my really old microns for the windshield. That way I definitely won't make it too thick. I've got some very badly used, very heavily worn micron pens. See, like that one, you can hardly make a mark with it. It's kind of what I want. I also have like a 0.01. Oh, a 0.05. That's super tiny. All right, let's see if this works. Should be good enough. So the windshield is just gonna be down from here, just like that. Oh, that's perfect. And then we had this little hood visor. It's gonna zoop this way and that, and it connects right here. So my windshield is coming around. I'm not going to connect it. That's helpful, I think, for making it appear sort of normal. So this is a rearview mirror, and then, or side mirror, and then it's going to be just the edge. This little extra window. And here we go. Put some more shadow color down here. Maybe I'll just use hatch marks for that. So I have a comment and I can't read it because I'm wearing my zoomed in glasses. The star says, you need more space. I do need more space. I need a bigger space. Oh, it's looking good. Look, my glasses got in the way. It's not looking bad. I'm getting happy with this. Oh look, water sounds from the music, which is awesome. Okay, I'm gonna keep working with this small pencil. Put the cover on my... It's a little on the loud side, but we'll deal with it for now. Maybe it'll get softer, the music. Alright, so here's the roof. Let's go zoom back this way. And let's get this guy's shirt in. Right, a little bit more skin tone. I'm glad you're happy, Melinda. I'm happy too. Painting always makes me happy. Alright. This guy's hot. Yeah, there's some sunglasses here. This guy has glasses too, but they're tricky. Okay, we're getting there. So now there's this thing that they're sitting on. Okay, let's deepen up the bottom here with some extra color. And I'm gonna mix, I'm gonna mix two things. What am I gonna mix? I'm gonna mix, just for down here. Actually, I'm gonna put some white on first, because I think it's gonna pop out so nice. Let's see. I need more space. Totally. Seagulls with the clouds. I like it. Lisa needs more space. We need more extra careful to draw this. Thank you. Yeah, I definitely have a very small space here, but I'm okay with it. All right. So this is white, and I'm just gonna whiten up the. Bumpers. So this needs to be white. And this needs to be white. And this line that's going to go from front to back. So it starts right here. Keeps going here. Starts way up here. Like so. Oh, and then we have the handles. I'm going to try my jelly roll on these. See if that works. There darken that up after. And then there's a circle one here with a handle on it like this. Looking pretty good. And seagulls flying with the clouds. So seagulls would be like, you know, be like the bird's body, and then wing, like that, and then another one maybe here. I like things to be off center. Good idea. The birds definitely add something there. All right. So, what do I need to add now? I need a little bit of highlight in the waves here, just to add that rolling wave feel. And then highlights down here in the tires. Oh, and the white wall. I need the zoom glasses again. Okay. It's getting there. Now, we need the railings that are holding the guys in, and they're kind of a combination of lines and white. So I'm going to go in with this very fine black, and then I'm going to go over top of it with white. So there's a line that goes across, right across their legs, from here to here. And then it comes down. There's another one hinted back there. It's probably overkill for the size of this drawing, but it's okay. Doing it anyway. And then we've got a rail here. It's coming down to the red stuff. And here. There's a couple more. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to go back over the top of that with white. And then there's these little buckles. I'm going to add those in too. These attach like this. Okay. So back over. Oh, I'm going to add some shadows. Some blue sky shadows into the. I better do the. What should I do first? Decisions. Decisions. Okay. Let's just do some painting and then we'll let that dry and we'll come back on the other stuff. So there's some things inside here that are inside the car that we could add these details just because we have time and we're being fussy and why not. But I'm going to use a bit of blue with some sepia mixed in. And I'm just going to add like, there's the curtain here, and there's another curtain here, and then there's the other side. There's a little curtain here. There's the back side of the vehicle in shadows here, and then there's the inside of the back of the car over here, and that's gonna add something. And then we're gonna darken up down here, that same blue with a bit of sepia. It's not very much color, but it is enough to add a hint that something's happening. So I'm a very slow painter, as you can tell, but I'm faster when I'm not streaming and chatting, so there's that. But we're not in any hurry, right? We're just here to relax and enjoy ourselves. So now I'm just adding some little low lights down here to anchor things. Anchor them and give them some weight. If you don't give things weight, they float off the page too much. So the weight, the shadows are the thing that always make, so sometimes I don't like my pictures very much, and then as soon as I start adding in these deeper colors, I start to like it. I'm like, oh, that's totally what was missing was the shadow. All right, so a little bit of texture down here. Make it look more like ground. And I'm just gonna look at the screen again because that gives me a zoomed out view. 2-hour pencil, a quick drawing. I'll send you an Instagram. Oh, awesome. A 2H pencil, a quick drawing. Yes, definitely DM me on Instagram. That'd be awesome. All right, so we're getting somewhere. Oh, the other shadows that I wanted to add are right along here. So I'm gonna make more blue in this section. So you see that's pretty gray. My water's so dirty. Good thing I'm doing shadows. So this is gonna be more of a blue shadow. So I've just pulled in a little bit of sky color. Oh, that's gonna be too much. Don't do it, Lisa. Not too much. A little blue down here. I can always go back and lighten it with a marker if I have to. Okay, now I see a place I need to draw a line, which is right along the edge of this white, just to really accent that it's a separate color. This really was blending in. It's a different part of the car. And I'm gonna dab a teeny bit of red on the side mirror because we can't really see it. There, that's better. And I'm also going to add a little bit of extra red right here where the handle is, just to show the dent that helps you get into the car. All right, it's looking better. Okay, so another peek at the zoomed out version, which is here on my screen. Hello, Golden Believer. I'm happy to see you. Thanks for the compliment. This is the reference that I'm using. And this is the picture that I've painted. With the assistance of my lovely viewers, I have added some details, including birds in the sky. All right, so now I just have to decide if I want any foreground detail. I feel like I don't. The image itself has some like pebbles and things down here on the ground, but I like the gradation in color. I might think it's done. I think it is. I was gonna maybe outline the faces, but I just don't think I should. I think if I outline the faces, it's gonna look fake, but I might add a little bit of shading. This guy has a 5 o'clock shadow. If we zoom in super close, we see his face has got like, you can see his chin. You can see both of their chins. So if I can just get in there with a tiny bit of deeper skin tone with a bit of brown, then I'll probably be able to hint at their beards. So, oh gosh, zoomed in glasses. This is super tight. I gotta get in really close. All right. I'm not sure if this is gonna help or make it worse, but we're gonna try. Give this little guy a beard. Beard. Make sure you just give him a regular face beard, not too much neck beard. All right, now this guy over here, his beard is coming from this side. Oh, my brush is getting dry. It's better. All right. I think that helped. I think that little bit of beard was exactly what the doctor ordered. Or they're wearing masks. It's a pandemic, so one of those things is true. It's either beards or they're wearing masks. But I'm cool with whatever that turns out to be. All right, so here's the fun part. Now we get to do the removal of the tape, which is my favorite part. Because then it's a real painting, and then we're gonna sign it. I'm gonna sign it because I painted it. All right, so I don't think there's anything left. Did I miss anything? I don't think I did. I like it. It's super fun and cute. I'm just trying to decide if I need more detail on the men. Just gonna put my zoomed in glasses back on, and I'm gonna go in with my extra fine micron, and I'm gonna see if maybe just a tiny bit of detail. I might have jumped the gun on being finished. Yeah, I did, because I didn't finish outlining the car down here either. I'm glad I figured this out, because I wasn't done. I wasn't done at all. You guys were gonna tell me that, though. I know you were. A little shadow beside the light always accentuates the lights. That's better. Okay, let's look at these faces again. Let's see if there's any way I can draw more that will not make the painting worse. All right, so let's go around the hair a little bit. Yeah, that's good. And then let's make the neck. Oh, that's good. This is scary. All right, so then we've got this chin, and then we've got this knee. I'm so scared that I'm gonna do something I'm gonna regret here. Don't regret it. Just making the smallest of lines here. Just the smallest of lines. Because if I go too crazy, I don't want to make like a big bold outline around anything here. It just needs to be indications. Oh yeah, I could put a sneaker in too. See, I almost jumped the gun. This hand comes over. And this hand goes under. There's a knee. Belongs to this guy. There's a knee. Belongs to that guy. It's coming in behind. Okay. I think that helped. I'm not doing any more though. I'm just gonna put the white sneakers on the other guy. Because I think if I do any more, I'm gonna mess it up, and I'm pretty happy with it at the moment. Zoomed in glasses, what does it say? Oh, hello, Ada. And Golden Believer says, what's your current mood on that art of yours? Yeah, so I'm getting pretty happy with it. What did I say I was gonna do? Oh, the sneaker. Right, this guy has a white sneaker. Right here. This one. White sneaker. White sneaker. This guy has like, it's his sneaker too, but is done. We're gonna pull off the tape now. Here comes the moment of truth. Satisfying. Are you ready? I'm ready. Changing my glasses. This is when I peel off the tape and hope that the lines are straight. Oh, come on. Here we go. Yes. Oh, mostly straight lines. Look at that. Pull off the bottom. Pull off the top. So I'm going to be sure to post a time lapse of this somewhere. And I'm going to tag the original photographer. And I'm going to initial this here. And put the date. There we have it. So this was tonight's piece of art. My pièce de résistance. Ah. So sometimes I do a speed paint. Is anyone down for that? This would be crazy. Thanks, Kim. Is your name Kim? I'm always curious what people's names are. When, like, mine is Lisa. Pretty obvious. I'm gonna turn a light on. It's getting dark in here. Yeah, so that was the slow version. the very painstakingly slow version. So now I could do, thanks Ida, I'm glad you like it. I'm gonna do a fast paint. What time is it? It's 8. Okay, well this is when I planned on stopping the stream, but I'm gonna not stop the stream. I'm gonna do one more. And so I like to do this. Last time we painted together, I did this galaxy, and then this took forever, like an hour, just like this painting I just did. And then I did another one where I painted it super fast. And well, I did it in like 20 minutes or a half an hour instead of an hour. So we're gonna see what happens if I just really quickly do this one. So this one I did, I sketched it like with, what do you call it? Pencil. What do you call it? You call it pencil, Lisa. It's a pencil. Now I'm just thinking which paper I'll use. Oh, I'll use this one. Okay, so we've done this before. We did the bowl of fruit 2 ways. We did the avocado 2 ways. And we're gonna do the guys with the camper van 2 ways. Yep, that's my next page here. All right. So let's get this stuff out of the way. Lisa needs more space. And there it is. We're gonna start with we're gonna do it with color randomly everywhere, and then we're gonna go back and draw lines over the looseness. So this is gonna be super loose, and we're just gonna hope for the best. But we know what colors we're using because we already figured that out, so that's good. Now I'm gonna use my Princeton brush because it has me better control. I'm gonna start off the same order that I did last time, or actually no, I'm gonna start with my bus first, my van. So I know I needed, I'm gonna get my paints ready here. So right now I'm working with Pyrrole Scarlet and a little bit of a permanent alizarin crimson. So I'm just gonna plop this in with some nice thick paint. This is gonna be the main part of the bus. Right here, main bus. And then we're gonna come around the tires. This is the speed paint. Wish me luck. I always find this helps me like figure out how I would paint quickly on location, because I do that sometimes. You know, urban sketching we call it. So yeah, laying the paint down first and worrying less about the shapes and just going for it is helpful for planning all that kind of stuff. So this is a wonky shape. It's definitely slightly off kilter. And now let's do the sand. Okay, so we had raw sienna. Oh, it's got a little bit of orange in it. That's cool. And we're gonna add it down here. We don't care if it's gonna blend a little bit here and there. We don't care. Now we're gonna put sky color in here just to tone it down. Raw sienna. I grabbed new gamboge. That's what's going on here. Completely different color, bright yellow. Here we go. Better. So this is the sand. And then this is some sky color just to desaturate that and show that it's like maybe some gravel down here. Now we're gonna do the sky. We're gonna grab some French ultramarine blue. We're gonna start at the top and we're gonna make our way down. Speed paint. More blue. More water. This paper's not really made for so much water, but that's okay. Now the guys are going to sit in front of that, so I'm going to have to work with a mixture of sky blue and colors of guys. All right. Now, a cloud right here, another one here. Quick clouds. All right, so now it's got to dry a little bit, but we can do the wheels. And we use a smaller brush for that. Sepia. And we're gonna do the guy's shirt because we got the sepia on the go here. Ooh, it's gonna be wet. It's wet right there. We're not doing a shirt. We'll do the shadow underneath the bus. A little more water. Shadow. Like so. A little more sepia. Sepia? I don't know. Not sure how you say that word. It looks like it's spelled sepia, but I always called it sepia when I was a kid. I don't know if my art teacher said it that way or if I just made assumptions. Maybe someone knows how you say that word. Okay, wheels. A little bit of hair drying. Sorry for the loud noise. 15 or 20, I don't know. When did I start? You tell me. All right, drying. Sorry for the loud noise. Enough. And so, oh my god, this guy's got his arm like this, and he's got his other arm like this, and his body is leaned over like this. And then we're gonna do arms and legs. And we got some skin tone already mixed. So we got this guy's got crisscross legs, crisscross applesauce. And he's got an arm here. And he's got another arm here. This guy's got his arm up on his friend's shoulder. He's got his legs crossed. One leg. Two legs. Legs akimbo. And then we need faces. Here's a neck. And a face. And here's another neck and a face. And we gotta have a hat. Like this. Sound effects. And I'll do that with my pen. Okay. We need some red in here. And we need some shadows down here. So we got some darkness at the bottom. Darkness. We need more paint. Can't do shadows without paint. Okay. So let's see. We're gonna like add in smears of shadows here. And it comes up this way. Looks like it's sinking in quicksand. Looks like the Beetle, the Volkswagen van is sinking. Like New Orleans. There's a song about that. More paint. Gonna have the bump on the back here. And let's put a bump on the front too, because I feel like it's out of proportion. All right, getting there. Okay, now we need, this comes down on an angle. And there's the rear view side mirror. And there's the door divider. And there's another door divider. And then we're gonna try to make the color a little more cohesive up here. Bring the shadows through. And it's gonna be a little bonnet top there. I guess that's a different color. All right, so it's looking like I painted it in a hurry because I did. I'm gonna dry it and then I'm gonna add the ink. Sometimes the ink is all it takes. Sorry for the loud noise. right. Oops, still one more spot. Okay. Marker. So where shall I start? Start here. So the guys don't fall down. And then we have top, visor, windscreen, edge, outline of windows, so this is the short version of the bus. This has usually got a much longer window section. It's like I squished it or something. It's always the risk you take when you go straight in with paint that your proportions will be off, because that's definitely what just happened. My proportions are way off, but that's okay. It's just a quick painting, just to see how it can happen in a much more limited time frame. Here's that like section where it gets narrower and wider. Now it's darker down here. There's this nice line that kind of goes all the way across. It's gonna have some white there. Let's get out the white pen. Where is the white pen? Pen marker. Oh, it's right here on the other side of me. Don't forget the seagulls. Oh yeah, we'll do those right now. Thank you for the reminder. All right, seagulls. These guys are closer, these seagulls. They're in the more foreground. Okay, so now we're gonna do like white stuff here, and white stuff here, and white stuff here, white stuff here, and a line that goes all the way across. Sound effects. And some white stuff up here. And headlight, and oh, these are white, they're chrome. And the guys need to be traced, so this guy's hair is going to be ink. Glasses, and this guy, some ink hair also. And neck. So this guy looks like the Invisible Man. He doesn't even have a body yet because I didn't draw his shirt. He's got a v-neck. Didn't have a v-neck in the last one, so that's different. All right, legs crossed. One hand over the other hand hanging down. Arm. Down this way. Leg. Front. Shoe. Leg in the back. Arm is through here. I forgot to put my zoom glasses on, so I can't really see. Maybe it's just as well that I can't. Alright. Well, there's guys there for sure. Changing the glasses. Alright. So, I feel like if I added some white, like, oh, that's not white, that's dirty. If I added some white on here, it would help. And now, so this is like super fast and it's really wonky, but you can tell what it is, and this was my actually carefully done version. it needs a little shadow or something down here. I guess I'll do it with cross hatches because it's very cartoony. So I'm just gonna like add some low down shadows down here with some cross hatching, like so. Yeah, shadows make all the difference in art. When you don't add shadows, things just look very unpurposeful. So now I've got to add some rocks because otherwise the wheels look very strange. Okay, where else do I need shadow? I can add just a hint. Oh, I've got gray markers. Grab a gray one. These are India ink. That's pretty good. So I'll draw just that shadow back there. And put the curtains in. Little shadow back there. Mimicking what's in the front here. Bring this around. It's not so bad now. Oh, some little shadows on the guy's shirt. Looks like his shirt is dirty now. And what else? Some shorts here. Alright, we're getting there. We're getting there. Shadows down here. Okay, that might be it. That might be it. She says as she makes more marks on the page. It's never it. I'm never done. It's the thing with art. You never know when you are done. At some point you stop. That's when you're done. You know you're done when you've stopped. Until then, you're never done. Once I sign my name, I generally don't make any more marks. Occasionally, I add a mark or two after I've signed my name. Alright, and this guy needs glasses. He's got no face. So let's give him some glasses. Alright, that's better. Oh, his hat. I had this revelation. The hat was not drawn properly or even was just painted hastily painted. Alright. That's it. That's my wonky VW van painting with seagulls. All right, I don't know how long that took, but at 8 o'clock was when I said, oh, it's 8:20. That's not too bad. That's not too bad at all. Not too bad at all. Because I didn't, I mean, it's cute. If you were going to be using it for like a cartoon or something. Yeah, the Star 22. Sam says pro to cartoony, all good. Yeah. So here's the like the careful one, which I really like. It's got the charm I was going for. And here's the like throw it on the page, wonky, misshapen cartoony, but really not too bad. Golden Believer says, "What's my favorite drawing ever?" Of my own? A favorite drawing that I did? Thanks, Melinda. Thank you for the compliment. I'm glad you like it. I don't know. Oh, the clouds are dry. Let's check them out. Remember at the very start of the stream, I painted today's clouds. Cloud. Well, here it is. It's time to pull off the tape. This little series going of everyday's clouds. So there was this one cute little cloud in the sky today. It was taken at, I have to check the timestamp. It was taken around 6:20. Let's see. Let's got it here. And it was actually it was at 4:54. 4:54 p.m. And it was today, which is April 28th. So I'm just making sure I have everything in the same format. So this was yesterday's clouds, very gray. This was the day before, had a bit of pink in it. You can't see that on the stream, I don't think. So I'm going to write the date in the same format, which is the month, the way you say it, April 28th, 2021. Put my initials on there. Yeah, I'm doing a little series on clouds. I'm trying to do a bit of sky study so that I get used to doing things like this. Yeah, so that's what's going on. I hope you have been enjoying the stream. Favorite drawing of mine. Favorite drawing of mine. No, I don't think I do have a favorite. No. I think what happens is that I've been learning to paint with watercolors since 2018, and I'm self-taught, and so I learn these things as I go, and I just get a little bit better here and there at different things. So there's aspects of each image that I do that I like more than the ones I've done before, and I learn something every time I do a painting. So I feel like each new one that I make is probably one of my favorites, just because it's I've just learned something fresh and something new. And I think it also reinforces that every painting has its own sort of life. You don't know what you're going to get when you start, and you also don't know what you're going to get until it's done. And then you either like it or you don't, based on what you thought it was going to look like before you started. And so I'm happy with both of these for different reasons. Like, if I was in a rush, if I was on location and I came up with a piece that looked like this cartoony, colorful splash, I'd be pretty happy with it for 20 minutes. And then also this other one, if I was, well, I did carefully draw it, and I was happy with how it turned out. So yeah, each piece that I do, I end up with a little more knowledge. And I like them all for some reason or other. We had someone last stream asked to show something I had done. This was one of the very first live streams. This was perhaps the first live stream that I did. And I painted this phone booth. And I was still really learning how to paint. And this is done on some Canson paper. And I think this might have even been the fast version. I don't know. I don't know if I have two of those. But yeah, it's definitely... watercolors are super relaxing for me. I enjoy the fact that you really can't control them as much as you try to. They control what they're going to do without you having a whole lot of say. Now, people who are really good at watercolors probably argue that you actually control everything that you do when you're painting with watercolors. But I prefer to think it's a collaborative effort. The paints and I create something, and whatever happens, happens. All right, so I'll be posting these pictures to my Instagram, so I can tag the original, the reference photographer. I'm just gonna make my face cam a little smaller here so you can see both of those a little better. Yeah, I'll be tagging the original photographer so that they know that there is a creation based on their image. And I mean, it's 8:30 now. I've been streaming for 2 hours. I feel like this is probably the end of the stream. I don't think I have any other creative ideas to work on right now. So I think that's going to be the end. I never know what's going to happen when I'm streaming. I never know what I'm going to paint. I never know who's going to show up. I never know how long it's going to last. I never know if the technology is going to work. But I'm super happy that you guys joined me, and if you would like to drop a like, that's super appreciated. Also, if you want to subscribe here at Lisa Artista on YouTube, then you'll get, and also click the bell if you want notifications about live streams. Otherwise, I mean, I'll be in your sub box, but you might not know if there's going to be any kind of events upcoming. But that's going to be it for tonight. So thanks everyone for joining me and participating and keeping me company while I did this, these two images, these two paintings. They were super fun, and I enjoyed myself. So I'll see you guys all in the next one. Oh, the next one's Friday, so in 2 more days. So if you wanted more live stream doodle draw art, you've got another chance for it really soon. All right, bye-bye.